Hi everybody, Harley Thomas here, and today we are going to go over what ice dudes could I beat in a fight. Now by ice dudes, I don't specifically mean winter, but I also mean, people with ice powers, and also animals that come from the Arctic, like polar bears, for example. And we're just going to be going over, those certain types of people and animals from those groups that I could most likely beat in a fight. And I'm not talking like a death match, I'm just talking like either a regular fight or some sort of boxing match, but it's probably going to be one of the more, how should I put it, interesting types of subjects on this channel. I've never really done anything like this before, but I know it'll be interesting just to see how to land laser, how these topics just kind of go well. Okay, so we got the Icy Polar Bear first, and he looks like he could be pretty easy to win in a fight with, because you see how even though he is classified as a polar bear, he however does not have those sharp jaws or claws that a regular polar bear has. And now I know that it's still a polar bear, and how it's the quote-unquote largest bear in the Arctic, and it can get fierce and aggressive and stuff, but I believe that I could beat the Icy Polar Bear in a fight just because it doesn't have those tools such as its claws and jaws to defend itself. So I could almost single-handedly beat the Icy Polar Bear in a fight just because of that one reason. Alright, now we got a little bit harder, a little bit farther down the line with jolly old Saint Nick himself, Santa Claus. Now, I know that Santa Claus is a bit of a controversial figure when it comes to fighting, but I think that I could beat this guy in a fight. Sure, it might be a little bit harder than the Icy Polar Bear, but I think that if I had the time and training, I could beat Santa Claus in a fight. And the reason I bring up the training is because Santa Claus is such a big guy that he might be kinda tough to beat in a fight, but if I did have the time to train myself, then I could definitely beat Santa Claus. Alright, now we have the whole training thing out of the way. I would now like to talk about how I would actually beat him. I personally think that if I give him a good blow on the stomach, that could probably give him a good time to try and recuperate the whole punch. And while he's doing that, I could probably catch him off guard and beat him down until he's on the ground, unconscious even. But I think that I would never beat up Santa Claus unless I was in some sort of hostage situation. But I think that unlike the Icy Polar Bear, I could beat him in a fair fight, about 50-50, one of those types of fights. Alright, now we've got the strongest person on the list, Gray Fullbuster, one of my personal favorite anime characters, and that alone is a reason to why I would personally hesitate to fight him. But if I somehow fought him, I would probably be sent to the ER in approximately 1 minute and 37 seconds. But if I had some sort of power like Ultraman Ace's Metallium Ray, it might be a little bit easier. But I absolutely know that Gray would most likely win the fight either way. But if I did get the upper hand, then I wouldn't go far and try to knock him unconscious like how I would do it to the Icy Polar Bear, because I am 100% certain that I could kick the Icy Polar Bear's butt in probably a good 2 minutes. But if I did try to beat Gray Fullbuster in a fight, it would most likely take around 4 minutes at the very least. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I was wondering if I should probably do lists like this more often, just because how far I could go with that, like how I wanted to do ideas, like, could I beat the turkey from Thanksgiving in a fight, or how I could probably beat the chickens from Chicken Run in a fight. But if any of those ideas to you guys seem interesting, then let me know in the comments below. Try and give me some sort of reception. Thanks for watching.